And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tokyo Otaku live stream coming from Tokyo Game Show 2016 for you guys on Twitch live as well. And welcome back. This is going to be our third broadcast of the day.
Yes.
And we are going to have another treat for ourselves, basically, again, because what we're doing right now, we're actually having intensive interviews with game developers, game producers of the lot. And some of them, like just right before this one, we actually had Koji Igarashi, the producer of the Castlevania series, and now working on the newest game in his own development as our play. It's going to be Bloodstained. Was a fantastic interview. You actually got yourself an autograph as well.
Oh man, yeah. I could not stop myself.
And we're going to continue on with the trend right here. We're actually going to get another indie game developer, which is also very well known in the gaming industry. One of your big fan. You're one of the big fans.
I'm also a
as well.
huge fan of his works.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a pretty intensive talk about how indie games are actually developed and also produced and distributed. And we're going to have a very good conversation with a fantastic cast from PLAYISM and also Grasshopper Manufacturer. So this is going to be a very, very cool conversation. I can't wait for it.
Yep.
So please, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Mizutani from PLAYISM and Suda Goichi from Grasshopper Manufacturer. Thank you very much. Welcome on stage. 今日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
So, Mizutani-san, you're actually the one who actually handles PLAYISM. Could we have a short introduction from you?
それではプレイズムの水谷さんからの自己紹介をお願いします。
インディーゲームの、配信サイト、あとブランドのパブリッシング、インディーゲームをパブリッシングしております、プレイズムの代表を務めています、水谷です。はい。
Hi, my name is Mizutami, and I'm representing PLAYISM, who is a website for presenting indie games, but also publishing indie games.
Thank you very much. And Suda-san, can we also have an introduction from you as well?
次はもちろん須田さんの自己紹介お願いします。
はい、グラスホッパーの須田と申します。あれこっちか、こっちですね。はい。分かんなかった。ゲーム開発をしておりまして、今回は東京ゲームショウでシルバー事件 HD リマスターをですね、プレイズムブースで出展してます。で一インディー若手クリエイターとして、若くはないんですけども、今回は参加して若いクリエイターと一緒にこのブースを盛り上げていきたいなと思ってます。はい。
Hi everyone, my name is Suda from Grasshopper Manufacturer. I am actually here. I'm here at Tokyo Game Show this year to present the HD remaster of the Silver Case or Silver Incident that is published through PLAYISM. So I am here with them. It's maybe a little weird for an old timer like me to be with the young creators of the indie scene, but I'm really glad I'm here today.
Absolutely fantastic. And the Silver Incident, we definitely want to hear a lot more about later on. But first things first, this actually came to us as kind of a surprise when we actually had to get Mizutani-san on our stage. We actually got a note from Mizutani-san saying that we actually got Suda-san as well. Would you like him to come over as well? So can we have a little bit of backstory behind how you guys actually got together and how you guys actually kind of got to know each other?
実はプレイズムさんが最初に東京オタクモードライブストリームハットにお越しになると聞いたときにはまさに須田さんが一緒に同席してくれるなんて思わなくて急にお知らせが来たときには非常に喜んでびっくりしたんですけど、どのようなきっかけで一緒に出会えたのでしょうか。プリズムと須田さんと。
もともと僕も須田さんのゲームは好きで、インディーゲームの販売をしている中で、いつか須田さんともお仕事したいなと思っていて、でたまたま知り合う機会があって、せっかくなんで提案したいっていう話をしていて、で調べたところシルバー事件が海外でまだ未リリースのままのタイトルだったんですね。出したいっていう話を2年ぐらいし続けたですね。で、
そうですね。それで、でも本当大丈夫ですかって話をしてて、それなぜかというとシルバー事件ってものすごい膨大なテキスト量があるんですよ。これをちゃんと完璧に日本から英語にローカライズするのは 僕はどっか無理だと思ってたんですけど、でも彼らの中でやっぱりクリアしてる人間がたくさんいたんですよ。しかも外国人で。ということは両方の言語が分かる人たちがたくさんいて、しかもまあ英語化するときにもうダブルチェックだけじゃなく、もうトリプルチェック、なんなら5チェック、10チェックぐらいしますよと、英語のチェックを。それであれば多分いけるんじゃないかなと思って、で今日に至る感じなんですよね。
Yeah, so actually, I was a big fan of Mr. Suda's game for a while. I've always wanted some time in the future, maybe to get an opportunity to work with him. And as I was working with PLAYISM, releasing and publishing new games, we were wondering if there was anything we could do about the silver case, which has not been released outside of Japan until now. So I approached him thanks to mutual acquaintances of ours, and after about 2 years of talks, here we are. And Mr. Suda was adding that he was very surprised that people would be interested in republishing the silver case, because it's a very text-heavy game that would need a lot of translation and effort. And when Mr. Mizutani approached him, they discussed with the team. Most of the foreign translators that were present on the project actually already cleared the game many times in Japanese, so they were already proficient enough to play the game. So he felt reassured in the fact that his game would be handled correctly, and it would be double checked, triple checked, maybe checked 1,000 times, and so he gave his go.
This is actually something that's very fascinating to me as well, especially localizing games and also having to publish games that originally are in different format, different languages, and having to put that on a platform for a worldwide based publishment, basically. We're definitely going to be talking about more of that. So we would like to go ahead and talk to Mizutani-san about what PLAYISM actually is. What kind of platform is that? What kind of services do you actually have on your website?
水谷さんの質問なんですが、プレイズムというなんかプラットフォームとしてはもうちょっと詳しく紹介をお願いいたします。どのようなサイトですかね。
プレイズムというサイトは、世界中の良質なインディーゲームだけを厳選して集めてきて、これを、アメリカの方には英語にローカライズをさせていただいて、実際に販売すると。でなので世界中のいいゲームが自分の母国語でプレイできるように、している販売サイトです。
So PLAYISM is a site that assembles a lot of games that has been up until now not localized, and tries to delivers them to people all over the world through localization and adaptation, so they can be accessed by more than the original public it was intended to.
Fantastic. And also, we've already seen several platforms out there that actually does pretty much the same thing, putting out indie games and having to publish them as well. What makes PLAYISM special? What makes PLAYISM come out as something unique out of those?
そのプレイズムのその個性とか特徴といえばどういうところがあるのでしょうか。
まず一つは、しっかりキュレーションをしているというか、インディーゲームって今の東京ゲームショウのブースでたくさん出てるけど、その中から本当に、僕らが思ういいものをちゃんとチョイスしてくるっていうのと、言語のローカライズをきちんとしているというところで、得意性があるかなと思います。
I think the most important part of our job is curation. That is what makes us very special. If you came to Tokyo Game Show this year, you can see there are dozens and dozens of indie games featured. But our goal is not about quantity; is more about selecting games that talk to us. And the second part of our, I would say, our specialty is localization and a very, very high care in localizing contents.
So localizing contents, this actually comes from Japanese indie games alone, or is it a coagulation of Japanese and also foreign indie games as well? Do you actually do both ways?
そのローカライゼーションは日本から英語がメインなんでしょうか、それとも逆に海外のタイトルも日本語訳のにも携わっているのでしょうか。
ど
ちらがメインということでもなく、本当に両方やってますね。はい。
No, we actually do both. We actually do both about the same quantity.
Yeah. And just how Suda-san was saying that with his Silver Incident, there's a lot. It's a game with a lot of text. It's a text-based game, and it's one of the biggest concerns as a game developer and also a programmer to have something being translated to another entire language. So I know these guys have active gaming media as the guys who are actually behind the translation as well. How do you actually partner and how do you actually work out the translation for text on games with these guys?
アクティブゲームメディアと一緒に協力していると聞いてるんですけど、どのようにそのローカライズの管理を監修をしているのでしょうか。
そうです。アクティブゲーミングメディアっていうのは、プレイズムの母体じゃないんですけど、僕もアクティブゲーミングメディアの社員なんですけど、そこのパブリッシング部門っていうのがプレイズムっていう名前になります。はい。で、ローカライズの管理については、本当にいろんなインディーゲームファンのローカライザーをうちの方で抱えてるじゃないですけど、いろんなフリーライの方からつながりを作って、でその方にやっていただいて、チェックだけこちらでするようなことが多いんですけど、でそういうローカライズインディーゲーム本当大好きな人がやってるので、そこで管理してる形です。
So actually, PLAYISM is the publishing arm of Acting Game Media. Concerning the localization, the effort of localization, we try to find the people who are very highly motivated in delivering indie gaming content, people who are willing to put effort and have enough skills to do that. And once they are done with the localization, we at PLAYISM do the check. But everyone involved is really highly motivated in delivering the best possible localization content.
Of course. And so would this mean that a lot of the publication arm of PLAYISM, do these guys actually play out pretty much every single game that's going to be published, and also people who bring in the games, they actually guys taking part of playing through the game, including yourself, Mr. Mizutani?
それではじゃあプレイズムではすべてサイトに転載されているゲームをすべてプレイをしているのでしょうか。
私ですか？
そう。
してますよ。はい。してます。全部してます。はい。
プレイズムの皆さんもすべて。
そうですね。一通りクリアできないゲームもあるんですけど。はい。
Yeah, of course. I have to play everything. My staff also has to play everything. Sometimes we can't finish a game, but yeah, we do play everything.
Of course. Absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this to Suda-san as well, because he is also taking a great part in being an indie game developer and also having to cheer on indie game developers outside as well. Now, Suda-san, I would like to have a little introduction to your company as well, Grasshopper Manufacturer, if that's all right.
次は須田さんへの質問なんですが、
はいはい、
まずはグラスホッパーマニュファクチャーのご紹介をお願いいたします。
うちの会社はですね、1998年に設立して今18年目になります。シルバー事件が最初のゲームなんですけども、その後、12345678910111213 20個ぐらいですかね。よく覚えてないんです。たくさんゲームを作っているビデオゲームディベロッパーでございます。はい。で最新作がレッド・イット・ダイというタイトル PS4 エクスクルーシブで作ってまして、今回 TGS は出展してないんですけども、この辺をバスで回ってますかね。大きなトラックが。そして今回出展しているさっきも言ったグラスオーバーのファーストタイトルシルバー事件の HD リマスターが今回、あそこで隣のところで遊べるというインディーコーナーで遊べます。そういう歴史の会社です。はい。
So yes, my company Grasshopper Manufacturer was founded in 1998, I think. So that's been about 18 years of making video games, and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe more than 10 titles. We make video games. That's what we do. Our latest title, we don't have the latest title that we're doing for PS4 here, but we do have, as I said before, the Silver Case. HD remaster. Silver Case was actually the first game we ever published as Grasshopper. It is available over there if you're at TGS. It's at Daisy's booth, and that's about it.
So, in a way, I wanted to know how you actually came to becoming a game developer and a programmer as well.
そのゲーム制作に携わるその経緯を教えていただけますか。
説明すると2時間ぐらいかかりますけど、大丈夫かな？大丈夫ですか？
じゃあざっくりと。
ざっくり。どのぐらいで？15秒ぐらいで。
どのぐらいででしょう。
If we could probably limit to maybe about 10 minutes or so, that would be fantastic.
長くても10分ぐらいで
10分ぐらいでいいですか。
いかがでしょうか。
本当に喋るよ。
たまに
はい
通訳の時間をちょっと入れてくれれば
入れてもらえばね
助かります。
じゃあざっくり言うと僕プロレスが好きでプロレス作ってる会社に履歴書を送ったら落ちたんですよね。でもそうして落ちて連絡来なかったんですよ。で電話したら入れたんです。なんで入れたかっていうのは本当ね長くなるんで大体ざっくりそんな感じ。プロレスの神様が僕をビデオゲーム業界に入れてくれたんです。ざっくり言うとね本当ざっくりとそんな感じです。もっと細かく言うと本当ね2時間ぐらいかかりますよ。
なるほど。Okay, so sorry
Alright,
for
then.
first
No, no, absolutely.
for the lost in translation part here, but Mr. Suda was asking us if we had about 2 hours to explain everything that happened to him that led him to video game developing. So I asked him if we could do it a little faster. So we cut the corners a lot,
Of course,
and
of course.
to keep it simple, basically what he told me was pro wrestling made me a video game developer.
Pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. To make it simple, it seems that he wanted to be in pro wrestling, to work in pro wrestling, and so he sent his resume to a pro wrestling office. I mean, like a management.
All right.
They of course did not accept him, but he didn't get a reply. I mean, you know what it is. You reply to job offer, people don't answer you. You don't really know what's going on, but you guess you failed.
Right.
So he made a phone call and somehow wiggled his way in, and so from there on ended up in gaming development. But it's way too long of a story to be shortened here. So maybe one day we will have
Of course, yeah,
very
we'll not get into too
long-
much detail, but I just wanted to know whether or not Suda-san was actually interested in becoming a pro wrestler or actually managing a pro wrestler team.
プロレスの話に戻るんですけど、
いやいや
プロレスの
いや
マネジメントを目指してたのでしょうか、それともプロレスラー自体自分がなりたかったということですか。
昔高校卒業して俺すぐにメキシコに渡ったんですよ。で実は3年間ぐらい覆面レスラーとして活躍してでそこから戻ってきて、はい、
ルチャリブレ
ルチャレベルやってたんですよね。はい、で俺メキシコポルトガルベラベラですよマジで。
Yeah, actually you have to know that this talk show is going in a direction I was not expecting.
It's going a
at
little
all.
astray, isn't it?
放送で何言ってるんですか。
わかんないですけどごめん全部嘘です今ね。全部嘘です。
流れてますから。
Man, this is the best. This is the best. No, you
Yeah,
have to.
please share with the audience.
You have to know that after I graduated college, I went to Mexico for about 3 years,
Wow.
where I was a luchador for the whole time, wearing a mask every day and fighting my way.
Yes.
No, that's a complete lie. So I'm sorry about it.
Which never happened.
That never
Which
happened.
absolutely
That
never
is a
happened.
complete lie.
All right then. I can understand why this might take 2 hours if we actually
right.
go into depth. Okay, so I'm gonna move on from that. So a lot of people already know that especially in my case, I adore Lollipop Chainsaw, and it's one of my favorite games out there as well. But we all know that there's a lot of stuff that comes out in terms of punk and new wave. There's a lot of those rock bands from England during like the 90s and also early 2000s. You definitely got some sort of inspiration from this. How did this love for this kind of rock sensation, rock style come to you? And when did it actually come to you?
須田さんのゲームをこうプレイするとそのパンクとかロックの、雰囲気が非常に溢れてて感じてて、そちらの音楽の影響がどうやって初めて出会ったのでしょうか。そういった
僕も高校の時ですかね。高校の時に UK ロックに出会って、最初はジャパンというね UK のバンドが若い方知らないと思うんですが、ジャパンの洗礼を受けてでそこからデュラン・デュランの洗礼を受けてでさらにどんどん奥に潜っていったら、ザ・スミスというバンドニューオーダー、ジョイ・ディビジョン、この辺りですかね。好きになってた感じですかね。なんかマンチェスターの音楽が僕好きなんですけども、僕の出身長野っていうところなんですよ。で長野がちょうど日本のど真ん中ぐらいなんですよね。で俗に言う日本のマンチェスターと呼ばれているところなんですけども群馬が実はね日本のリバプールって言って確かにボーイとか、すごいロックバンドが出てるんですよ。で片やマンチェスターは長野なんですよ。日本のマンチェスターは長野なんですよ。長野からもすげえバンドがいっぱいね何も出てないんですけど まあ俺一人でマンチェスターイズムをね継承しようかなっていう感じでゲームを作ってますね。
Alright.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you because you're having way too much time.
いやー、皆さん日本語分かってほしいな。そのままで話をもうちょっ
Well,
と
that's why we have
進んで
you
いきたい。
That's why we have you here.
頑張ります。
翻訳して。
Please go ahead.
Alright, so I'm trying to keep my cool here
Yeah,
and
you
we'll
definitely
go
are.
back switching to English. So yeah. I discovered English rock and English music through a band called Japan. Actually, it was called Japan. From there to Japan, I got into Duran Duran,
Okay.
and from there I got more into like more unknown stuff like the Smith. Stuff that goes even deeper. I was really into whatever came out of Manchester was really inspiring. Like this whole scene, the rock scene of Manchester was my main inspiration. I'm from Nagano, and Nagano is like pretty top on the center of Japan,
Right,
and Manchester is the center of the UK. So yeah, you could say that Nagano is the Manchester of Japan.
Right. I must say, I actually.
Well, actually, there are no great rock bands that came from from Nagano. They all came from like the neighbor Gunma. So my theory of Manchesterism is not really correct. But all right, let's just say Nagano is Manchester for me.
I must say though, I actually am from Nagano Prefecture myself, and I've never ever heard anyone make a resemblance between Nagano and Manchester. So I would say that probably having to talk about Manchester and the bands in the UK is probably better than having to make a resemblance between. Is this the kind of conversation these guys would have to have sometimes? Is this how it plays out when they're talking about games?
実は彼も長野出身なんですけど。
わあ、本当に？
Yes, I am.
何市
？Matsumoto.
あ
あ、どういうトークなの？松本か。
松本か。まあいいやね。まあ同じ。
Yes, absolutely.
It seems like you made an enemy.
Yeah, I did. I totally did. It's a fantastic place. There's a nice castle over there as well.
Yeah. 質問忘れたよ、おい。No, your question was, what was it again?
No, I was just wondering if it actually carries on like this.
I got it back. It's back. It's back. 須田さんとゲームをこう作成するときにはこういうトークが普段あるのでしょうか。
スタッフと？
スタッフと。
そう、大体俺が脱線させるかな。なんか真面目な話してるとさ、面白くないじゃないですか。
それ真面目な話です。
そう。まあでもそういう雰囲気の時もありますよ。はい。
Yeah, it happens. But of course, when we have to talk serious, we talk serious. But most of the time it goes like this.
I'm great. I mean, like, I'll definitely like to have Suda-san at some of my parties because it does kind of get dull. It's never going to get dull with Suda-san over there. So this is going back to the topic of games. That's what we're talking about, actually. Going back to the topic of games, I would like to know, as a programmer and also a developer, what would be one of your favorite things about actually making games?
ゲームの制作にまつわるいろんな役割があるんですけど、そのゲームを作る時の一番こう楽しいところを教えていただけるのでしょうか。
楽しいところですよね。
一番好きなところ。
なんだろうな。まあ僕のやっぱりシナリオを書いてそれをゲームに落とし込んでいくっていう作業が一番得意というか、僕はこれまでやってきたルーツでもあるんですよね。なので。シナリオを書いてる瞬間が一番楽しいですし、でも結構しんどい時もあるんですけど、一番楽しいですね。はい。
It's a little difficult to pick the one, but I'd say the making the scenario would be my favorite part of game making. It's kind of my roots. This is where I come from. This is what I do maybe the best. Sometimes it gets really hard. It gets really hairy, but I believe this is where I have the most fun.
That's fantastic. Now, this is going to be a question for the both of you, for Mizutani-san and also Suda-san as well. So we're talking about indie games and we're talking about indie developers, and it has been becoming more easier, I believe, at least, for indie developers to actually make games and at a faster rate, and also with much more flourish and polish as well. How would you say, and what would you actually would like to see in the future, in the near future at least, how indie games develop inside the gaming industry as an entirety?
深い。このゲーム開発の技術がだんだん進化していくと、インディーズの方でもだんだんとなんですかね、 フィニッシュのすごくよくできたゲームが現れてきてて、10年前と比べると今インディーズのシーンが非常に進化してきたと感じてて、これからはこのインディーズゲームの変化とか進化とかどんな方向に行った方がいいと思います。2人答えてもいいんですし、
どうぞ水谷さん。
どの方向を取れば良いと思います。
でもやっぱりそのパブリッシャーとかマーケティングとか他のいろんなものにとらわれずに自由に作れるのがいいところなので、もう尖ったゲームをもう振り抜いて作っていってほしいっていうのが僕の願いも込めてですけど、やっぱり変なゲーム、新しいゲームをどんどん作ってほしいっていうのがインディーが目指すべき方向性だと思いますね。はい。
Yeah, I think it's important that even with all the attention we give to the indie games, I wish they could stay out of the whole game of the whole politics of publishing and marketing, and the creators can stay focused on actually game making, giving ideas a chance to bloom into games, to make those very edgy games, things you would not see on the mainstream game. So yeah, for me it's important that the creativity stays the same as it is. It would be if we can keep that and not get distracted by other things. That's the most important.
Wonderful.
まあ真面目な話をするとちゃんとしたことを言うとまあ水谷さん言った通り、インディーって結局いろんな人から意見が来るんじゃなくてパーソナルなエッセンスのままゲームを作ることが僕大事だと思うんですよ。で、まあ、新しい技術が入ることによって僕がやっぱり、楽しみなのは、まあ、通常の、デバイスとか通常の技術体験の中だとやはりコピーゲームクローンゲームに近いものってインスパイアされやすいんですよね。だけど新しい技術 VR とかっていうのは前例がないんですよ。このデバイスを使ってどうやって遊ぶのかっていうのが誰も答えがない、お手本がない。だからこそインディーから新しい発想だったりとかっていうのが生まれやすいと思うんですよね。お手本にする、メジャーゲームとかトリプル A のタイトルがないからこそインディーの中でこそ生まれてくる新しい技術がありますし、それはすごく楽しみだし、今回なんかとんでもないゲームがあったんで、なんかこの光が上にあるやつ、
ありました。
あれなんてまさにもうオリジナル技術じゃないですか。いやだからあれはね、もう本当にインディー魂の塊ですよね。はい、天才がどんどん生まれてくると思います。はい。
I think my opinion is very similar to what Mr. Mizutani said. I think the indie scene is where the creativity gets unleashed and gives birth to new things where you don't have to follow a pattern, like a winning pattern that you would need to realize sales and things like this. You can let go of whatever constraints you have and create whatever you desire. And it has like this personal essence that you don't find in maybe mainstream games. It's funny because this year at TGS you can see that VR has a very important part of the show, and VR is something very new in a sense that it doesn't really it has not been as advanced as it is right now. And this is another opportunity to make things that have never been made before and let creativity speak. I mean, we have some incredible titles here at TGS. If you go to the indie corner, there's one like really intriguing game with a big like tube of light that you play with. That is nothing I've ever seen before. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, I think this is what makes the soul of indie gaming.
As a game enthusiast, both of you, and also including ourselves as well, this is actually going to be a two-part question, really. What game would you say would be your childhood game? What game would you say is most dear to you? Which actually basically brought you into the gaming industry. And also, if you find anything, just like how Suda-san was saying right now, there are some interesting stuff going on in TGS. If you have found anything inside of Tokyo Game Show right now that you want to see the next step to what actually was really intriguing to you, if you could let us know on that one.
質問は2つパートがあるんですけど、まずは自分がゲームのクリエイターになりたいというきっかけになったタイトルとかってありましたか？子供の時に体験したゲームとか、2人に質問なんですけど、そういったなんか強い思い出を持っているそのゲームをやって、わあこれも私もやりたいなって こういうもの作りたいな。Look,
I think that I
okay,
think it got them thinking a little bit too much.
deep.
みさん先俺考えてるんで
難しいなまあ僕はまあ作り手じゃないのであれですけど、なんでしょうね、ちょっと難しいですけど、今なんでしょうね、
強い印象残ったゲーム。
ちょっと今これしかちょっと出てこなくなっちゃったんで言いますけど、かまいたちの夜っていうゲーム、あれがテキストだけのゲームでビジュアルノベル、サウンドノベルっていうのを見たときに、あれはやっぱ今まで世の中に、まあ、音切り層がありましたけど、新しいエンターテインメントっていうのが出てきたっていうのがすごい衝撃を受けたんで、なんかその感覚を今でも体験したくて本当インディーゲーム探してるような気持ちはありますね。はい。
Yeah, it's really a complicated question, but I can't recall anything clearly. But there is one title that I think is Kamaitachi no Yoru. I'm not sure that was ever localized because this is a text-based. It's a text-based series. It's a sound.
Horror
What they call
game.
it? Sound.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a horror game, sound novel as they call
As
it.
well, yeah. There was
So it's not even visual novel yet. It's only text and music.
It's only text-based, and you also only see the outline of characters, so you never actually see the real characters inside the game. They're only just outlines.
Yeah, so it's a very special title, but as I was playing this, I really felt like experiencing a new kind of creation, a new kind of entertainment that I had never had before, and it is very close to what I do now, because I don't make games, but I kind of find I dig out games from the indie scene, so this is very close to this feeling is very close to what I do right now.
Right.
So that's
僕はそもそもゲーム業界入れると思ってなかったんですよね。だから目指してたっていうことは全くなくて、ただこういうゲーム作りたいというか、なんかまあ今となって影響を受けたんだろうなっていうのはポートピアですかね。ポートピア殺人事件、やっぱま
Do you know that
あ
one?
まさにシルバー事件に直結しますけども、自分がアドベンチャーゲームを最初に選択したっていうのも含めてポートピアだと思いますね。
I think this was an NES title. I'm not too sure as well, but
Wow.
this was another mystery solvers, and you could actually go around.
そうですよ。
出てないんだ。
出てないんですよ。
これ
テキスト
プレイズムで
ローカライズ
ローカライズですよ。ポートピア
Okay, we found ourselves a localization.
堀井さんとほら差をなんとかそうですよ。
なんとかなりますかね。
Yeah, I think this was only for Japan as well as
ポートピアもそうでしたっけ？エニッ
エニック
ク
ス
スさんだ。
ですよね
So let me the shock. Let me summarize a little bit. So Suda-san was saying that he was not much of a player when he was younger. He didn't get the opportunity to play that much.
Right, because he was in Mexico.
Yeah, he was in Mexico and into pro wrestling anyway. So that was a different scene. But if there was a title that inspired him doing that left him a very strong impression, that was definitely a game called Portobia.
ポートピア殺人事件ですね。
Portobia 殺人事件, which is
マーダーオブポートピアわかんないけ
the
ど。
murder of the murder case of port beer, whatever port beer is, which my Japanese colleague here, Gin-chan, saying was maybe a NES.
I have a vague remembrance that it was an NES title, or maybe even before. It was quite a while ago.
Well, we can't check the chat right now, but if someone on the chat has more information, that would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
To share. Might be a good idea to localize that one too, right?
Definitely.
We count on you, PLAYISM-san.
頑張ります。はい。
頑張ります。
So did the two of you have any chance to actually go through some of the games in TGS?
Oh yeah, I forgot the second part of the question. 質問の第2部は前のゲームの話したんですけど、今回この TGS2016 年でちょっとこう印象に残ったゲームとかそういうタイトルとかってありましたか？
出展されてるタイトルで。
出展されてるタイトルの中で。
昨日インディーストリームフェスっていうのをインディーのクリエイター集めたイベントをやって、そこでダウンウェルっていうゲームを作ったモッピン君がエレキヘッドっていうゲームがあるからそれをぜひやってみてほしいって言われて、学生さんが作ったゲームでホール2かな2の学生ブースにあるんですけど、それは素晴らしかったですね。はい。
So yesterday there was an event. イベントの名前はインディー
ストリームフェス。
Thank you. The Indie Stream Festival.
Right.
Fest. What? And I got to talk with the creator of Downwell, Moppy, who told me that there was this awesome game built by kids from university, actually a gaming designer university.
University students.
University students that were displaying a game called Elekhead. Elekhead, yeah, it was really impressive.
Wow. All right.
僕はさっき言ったこうなんていうんですか 1D のゲームなんですけどタイトル何でしたっけねタイトルわかります
I don't have any
な
ideas.
んかねちょっと
呼びに行きましょうか。
Get some help from the
うん
audience.
誰かに誰か知ってるかな
知ってるかな。
さっきポストカードもらったんですけどねあったあ
Oh, that's awesome. We have the postcard.
Oh, sweet. All right.
Thank you so much.
ラインウォーバ
Line
ー
wobbler.
ラインウォーバーかな
Line Wobbler.
All right. Cool.
Line Wobbler. So yeah, this is the game Mr. Suda was talking about. Hey, camera.
Oh, you- you need to
It is
yeah.
called in
Wait.
English. It's called Line Wobbler.
Get that right there.
ウォーバー
Line
Yeah.
Wobbler.
これはとんでもないゲームですよすごいですやってみないと分かんないですよ凄さが
賛成です。
そうですね
見ないとわからない。
そう
そうそう
これを見ても全くわからないですよね。
だからここにコントローラーがあって遊ぶんですけどもう1個だけですよコントローラーがでプレイヤーはだからこうやって遊ぶんですよタタタタタタタタタみたいな感じでこう上を見ながら遊ぶんですよ何言ってるか分かんないでしょうね何言ってるか分かんないですよねまあ本当遊んでください
塔みたいなのが
そうそう
立ってるから
見えるんでなんかキラキラしたやつが見えるんで目印ですはい
Actually, like what you can see here isn't the game. This is the controller of the game. It's really.
Oh,
it's,
all right.
I cannot explain it with words. You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, it definitely
Uh,
looks like more of an industrial tour from here.
It is incredibly weird, but incredibly fun. It is a game that you must check out if you're at TGS. Just hurry there. You cannot miss it. It has like a big tower of lights. Just check it out.
I actually got the help from some of the comments. It's the indicate. Oh, I actually got the Design Award for 2015. It's a 1D dungeon crawler, to be exact. It is a dungeon crawler. That's pretty interesting. And also, we got confirmation of the game from Suda-san. It's a Portopia serial murder case from NEC. That was the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was done in June 1983. That was a long time ago. That was
チ
before
ャ
my
チャットの
time.
人、チャットの皆さんに確認してもらって、
はい
ポートピアの殺人事件はやっぱりファミコンで83年出版の NEC から
出てるんですね海外版が
海外版はなかったんですけど、
なかったんだ
なかったんですけど、
あららららら
まだチャンスが
チャンスありますよ
チャンスがあるんです
すぐスクエンさんに行った方がいいですよ交渉しに行った方がいいです
There's a
よ
lot of questions to process right now. What I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and change up to actually show you guys what the actual PLAYISM website looks like. So we have it on screen right here just in a minute. So ちょっとスクリーンの方を変えてもらってもいいですかね。お願いします。Yeah, so what we have right here is the actual PLAYISM website, and this is where a lot of the game titles are being published, and you can get yourself from anywhere around the world. You can get it in one go, just pay once, and you get yourself. And we're actually going to show you a few titles that we are able to show you guys right now. So if we could have Mr. Mizutani to actually explain a little bit about the game, and I'll go ahead and put out the video of it as well.
それではプレイズムのサイト自体の紹介に進ませていただきます。これからタイトルをいくつか紹介しますので、それは水谷さんよろしくお願いいたします。その
はい
特徴とか説明を。
はい、じゃあプリンキピア、マスター・オブ・サイエンスというゲームをご紹介します。このゲームはシミュレーションのゲームなんですけども、17世紀の、ヨーロッパを舞台にしたゲームで、実在の科学者、14人ぐらい出てくるんですけど、それのキャラの1人になって、科学者の中の学長を目指していくっていうシミュレーションゲームです。でアイザック・ニュートンとかですね、そういうのが出てくるんですけど、で何をするかっていうと、勉強をして、論文を書いて提出してでポイントを上げて、偉くなっていくんですね。でよその人が論文出したのをあれは他のやつをパクってるよとか誹謗中傷したりして蹴落としながら自分は偉くなりながら学長を目指すっていう非常に独創的なクリエイティビティあふれるシミュレーションゲームです。
So the first game I'm going to introduce is called
Principia.
Principia.
Yeah.
I was going to say Principia, but
It actually looks like Principia, but
Principia.
it's a hard
K
sound.
It's a hard C. I guess it's Latin.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is a game set in 17th century Europe, where you get to play scholars, actually.
Like real scholars?
Like real scholars, like Isaac Newton
Whoa.
and his friends.
Okay.
And you are competing each other for like a science prize.
Right.
And how you play the game is you actually like publish some theory or some science work, and the other players can decide if this is fake or if this is like stolen from someone else. And you progress through these where you publish something, you have it theorized, and it becomes it's a simulation game. It's very original. It's nothing like you've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never really heard of this system like that. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the actual video here.
Let's look at the
from
video.
YouTube.
Boom. Full screen.
Oh, is it playing?
Are it?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and refresh that just a minute.
Well, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. This happened. This is live.
No worries, no worries. Get that back on track. There you go.
There you go. Come on, YouTube. There you go.
All right. So this is all localized as well, and actually the trailers are in English as well.
ちなみにプリンキピアというのはニュートンが実際に書いた論文の名前から来ています。
Actually, Principia is the title of one of the theses that Isaac Newton wrote.
So this is actually real. This exists.
Yeah. This is inspired by the name of his works, of his actual university.
Oh, and we actually get the real people out here. This is actually pretty fascinating.
These are not like random scholars. These are actual scholars, like historical scholars.
They are historical scholars from history. That's amazing stuff. Yeah, if you're interested,
and from your theory, you get to go inventions and
I've
skill
never
up.
experienced anything like this. This is very new.
This is very これは PC のみ。
今 PC でアーリーアクセス中でして、グラフィックの強化とかゲーム施設強化も含めながら、うちのプレイズムというサイトと Steam で販売しています。
Yeah, it's for now it's released on PC, either on the PLAYISM platform or on Steam.
Great. So
これ日本語対応してるんですか？
日本人が作ったんです。
そうなの？
日本人が作った
これがローカライズされてる
ローカライズしたバージョンです。英語化して出したんです。
そもそも日本語の
ゲームです。
Mr. Suda is out of words because this game was actually made by a Japanese developer.
This is actually made locally in Japan.
Yes. Shin Hirota music by Daisuke.
Wow,
These
amazing
are-
stuff.
these are-
日本のシドマイヤーと言われてる例の古田さんですか？会ったことないんですよ。
The Japanese Sid Meier. The Japanese Sid Meier. I guess this should be the subtitle for this stream.
All right, next up we're going to go ahead and take a look at La Mulana 2. Now, actually, I played a little bit of the first one, the La Mulana, and just a little while ago, we
Mr.
had
Igarashi was here.
Koji Igarashi up, and he said he has his approval. This is actually a really well-done game.
Yeah, he's a really big fan of
So
La
if we could
Mulana.
get a little bit of introduction to this one as well.
こちらちょうど五十嵐浩二さんが実は前のパネルで一緒に話して最近同じタイプのゲームの中で一番気に入ったところがあればラムラーナがまず開発者ともまあすでに仲のいいですしゲーム自体は非常に出来がいいからおすすめすると言ってましたので
伊賀さんありがとうございますありがとうございます
ということでまあじゃあ簡単に自己紹介じゃなくて
作品紹介疲れてる
疲れました
大変やねこれ
ラムラーナ2の紹介をお願いします
ラムラーナ2はラムラーナの続編のタイトルになります遺跡探索のアクションアドベンチャーゲームで罠だらけの遺跡の中をまず無知一本でこう切り開いて謎を解きながら秘宝を探していくようなゲームになります。
Yeah. So La Mulana is an action adventure game where you are exploring tombs and other buildings of the past, looking for relics and treasures. You are armed with a whip, and you have to solve puzzles. You have to move around dangerous rooms to find the treasures.
Sort of a classic dungeon crawler, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at that. Oh, they even have a campaign.
これはキックスターターやった時のビデオですね。はい。
Oh, okay.
ちょい長いですけど。
This is a video dating from the Kickstarter of the game. This is why.
ちなみについ先日東京ゲームショウ発表したんですけどもこちらの発売時期が今開発中なんですけど、2017年の春ぐらいにリリース PC でできるんではないかということを発表いたしました。
Yeah, we just announced it at TGS, but it seemed that the release for this game will be, for now it's scheduled as spring of 2017, so very soon.
Oh wow, that would be fantastic. We get to see that very soon.
ゲームの進化もとても早く
鳥取砂丘ですか？
これ鳥取砂丘です。
なるほどなるほど。Yeah, there's a famous small desert in Japan that's called the Dunes of Tottori, and this is where they took the video.
Oh, I see. I see.
They didn't went all the way to Sahara Desert, but the feeling was there.
これが和歌山県の
ゲームの主流が 3D
加田岬や
2D ゲームの進化
加田のあたりになる友ヶ島っていう島に砲台が残ってる島があるんですけど、そこにわざわざ行って撮ってきてます。
そうです。日本中回って
日本中の遺跡っぽいところをロケハンして撮ってるんです。
Yes, actually, like the footage you see of the forest is in Wakayama, which is in the center of Japan, and yeah, they actually toured around Japan, finding all the ruins and places that would be fit for the video to actually shoot this little trailer.
Oh, amazing.
これキックスターターの企画から僕らも一緒に携わってやったんですけど、
そうなんですね。
もう内容まだ決めてないのにもう先ロケハンだけもう行っちゃってて、いやもう行きたいんだなと思って鳥取砂丘とか。
でそこで小芝居したかったんですね。
そう
小芝居してますね。
もうやるんですねっていう。
なるほど。
遺跡探検考古学アドベンチャーゲームラムラーナは
ドヤ顔すごいですね。
強い影響を受けてますので、
決まってますよ。
We're actually going to cut the video short because we actually one other thing that we want to talk about is basically going to be
今まだ開発中で引き続き支援というかお金予約販売みたいにしてますので、ぜひ興味あったら。
The game is still under development, so what you can get through PLAYISM is a sort of pre-order or like still pledge for like an extra
Please go ahead and support this project because I think it's going to be a fantastic sequel.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to jump ahead, and I think I want Suda-san to talk about this one. So we actually just mentioned a little while ago, there's going to be a HD release of the silver case. Can we get a little bit of a description for that as well?
それではちょっと先に進みますが、ちょっとだけ先ほど紹介していたシルバー事件の HD リマスターについて、でもうちょっと詳しく紹介をお願いします。
見慣れたロゴがあるんですけども、なんて言えばいいのかな。当時1999年当時ってオールドスクールのテキストアドベンチャーがすごくたくさんあって流行っていて、で大きなマーケットがあったんですけども、僕ら当時、設立した当時、まだインディー規模だったのでスタートが3人でコアチームは大体5人ぐらいのチームだったんですよね。で、その中で作れるのがまずアドベンチャーというジャンルであって、でただオールドスクールのものじゃなくて新しいニュースタイルのものを作りたいと思って、このシルバー事件の企画を考えて、でそれは何かというと、全部ウィンドウごとに情報を管理して、それが常にダイナミックに動いていく。でシナリオごとにもそのイメージだったりとか、あと映像表現だったりとかっていうのを変えていって作っていくっていう。そしてストーリーも表があって裏があって、でこれが両方が交差して相まって、でその話を全部長いね紡ぐのが、シリアルキラーの上原カムイで、彼を捕まえようとする、凶悪犯罪家の刑事たちの物語が軸になっているっていうね。お願いします。
Okay, I'm gonna try to be as faithful as possible, but that was a very long tirade.
Well,
okay.
we also have the video as well, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, just to keep it simple, so this game is the first game Suda-san worked as an indie developer, because at the time he was really beginning his career as a game developer, and they worked with very limited staff. They had only 5 people working on this game, and you had to know that at the time adventure games were really popular. But they really wanted to create something that wasn't just another take on what was existing, but trying to make something a little new. So they had this system of different windows that were dynamically moving through the game depending on what your actions were. And the game, well, as it's called, the server case, there is an incident, and you're chasing after this guy called I forgot his name. So Ueno, I think.
We'll get it on the video.
We'll get on the video. You will get to know more. But
Sure.
that's simply said what Suda-san said.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the video as well. This is going to be a promotional video. So it's going to be the actual official trailer here.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we're going to have to reload that page
again?
right there.
YouTube, what are you doing?
There we go. Oh, nice how that comes in.
Nice animation.
Right
That's
there.
cool.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and try to play that.
これは刑事たちですね。捜査官です。
No, Uehara Kamui, that was the name. That was the name you said before.
Fantastic, looking awesome, and I cannot wait for it to release. I'm definitely going to have players through that. So again, this is going to be, we're just going to have to be cut short this very quick because we're just running out of time. Again, thank you very much to Mr. Mizutani and Mr. Suda to come up on our stage. An absolute pleasure to have you guys here today.
もう残念ながらこれ以上話は続けたいんですが、もう時間となりました。
もう時間ですか？
一つだけ
一つだけ
Yes, absolutely.
もちろんもちろんぜひ。
そう言った方がいいと思うんです。僕がいいんですね。発売日が決定しまして、来月10月7日ですね。はい。ありがとうございます。
So we actually have a date.
大きな拍手ありがとうございます。もっと大きな拍手ありがとうございます。で価格が1キュッパですね。で海外だと199ドル。
$19.99。はい。
Yeah, so actually no, before we say goodbye, we have something very important to say. The game release date has been decided.
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed. It is October 7th. Thank you. October 7th, released for $19.99. If that's what I get. So yeah, thank you for applauding.
So it's going to be worldwide release.
Worldwide release.
まだってデラックスパックがあるんですよ。これが2キュッパで英語だと299。
はい。
はい。いや。
And don't forget about the deluxe pack that would come for $29.99, guys.
We'll get to get some information on that one as well. Well,
いやそしてまだありまして。
コミックサントラと。
そうリミテッドランゲームスからパッケージが発売されます。
wow. One after another.
There will be a special package for a limited run game
with the soundtrack.
With the soundtrack.
Fantastic.
そしていつかシークエルがあるんですけどね、シルバー事件20国っていう、これをこのゲームが売れたらこのゲームなんですけども、続編のシルバー事件20国を多分作りたいと思います。
なるほど。And we're I mean it's a little early to say, but if the silver case does well, we really expect there's a sequel to this game that I would very much like to see in release too, and it's called the Silver Case 26. This is
yeah, it's on the t-shirt.
It's on the t-shirt. There you go. So yeah,
that's fantastic. Well,
counting on you people.
Yeah, so
counting on you.
Some support there, and again, thank you very much for the final.
Thank you so much.
No, definitely, it's my pleasure, absolutely. And once again, that was PLAYISM, Mr. Mizutani, and from Grasshopper Manufacturer, Suda 51.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Give us maybe about 15 minutes, because what we're going to do is we're going to get ready with Momochi and Chocoblanca on stage. We're going to have their entire business, Shinobism, here with their students on stage, and we're going to have open participation for anyone who wants to challenge and win yourself a cool prize. Please go ahead. If you're in Tokyo Game Show right now, please come to Tokyo Otaku Mode live stream hut. You will have a chance to win some fantastic prizes and also have a chance to actually showdown with Momochi students. So just a little bit of Japanese. この後3時頃からこちら東京オタク部のライブストリームハットでなんと桃地さんと桃地さんの生徒さんと実際に対戦をすることができます。もし興味ある方、こちら豪華商品も用意しております。ぜひぜひお立ち寄りください。お待ちしております。And once again, thank you very much. ありがとうございます。
水谷さん、須田さん、本当に誠にありがとうございます。楽しい時間を一緒に過ごして非常に良かったです。
楽しかったです。ありがとうございます。
非常に楽しかったです。もっと長く伸びたかったんだなと。
無茶な翻訳をごめんなさいね。
全然。
すみません。
Thank you very much, and we'll be right back.